Hey guys, now we're here to wrap up our Dad's Day dinner, and we're going to do that. We're going to start with our pasta. We did a little tomato cream sauce and some fettuccine, and the reason why I did that is because I said my dad's old school Italian, got to have his red sauce, especially on Sunday. And since Father's Day is this Sunday, I thought I'd throw him a little curveball. So what I did is I cooked some fettuccine, and we're just going to put this right in the pan here. I always like to kind of dress my pasta in a different pan, or actually the pan that you boil the pasta in is fine, but I like doing that, and then I like adding the sauce so you can kind of get it all incorporated really well. Now this was the tomato cream sauce, super simple, something a little different for Dad, and we used our red sauce, and actually the red sauce, my family recipe that I'm sharing with everybody, is online at foxcharlotte.com, clicking on the Rising tab. We start with a little butter, a little goat cheese, and then we put some cream in there, and we kind of thickened that up, and then we added the red sauce. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to get this tossed up. You always want to dress it light because you can always add more, but once you get it in there, then it's just soggy and gloggy. And like I know right now I need just a little bit more. Now there is some goat cheese in there, but we're going to top it with some goat cheese, and I'm going to show you how we did that in just a second. So what I like to do is just get it all tossed together. Again, light with the sauce. You don't need to go real heavy. You want to still taste the pasta, especially if you're buying a really good pasta for Dad's Day. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the bowl, and like kind of doing like this. Maybe giving it a little twist to kind of twist it all up. And here's a few of those tomatoes from the red sauce. Get that in there. So what we did was we actually, just to kind of bring back some of the tomato flavor, I just blistered some cherry tomatoes with some great tomatoes. I got these heirloom tomatoes at the fresh market. I put them in a hot pan with some olive oil, and this is just going to kind of reinforce that there is tomatoes in there. But if you've, it's got my mouth water big time. But if you've ever done this before, it's real simple. It takes about 15 seconds. You get olive oil nice and hot. You put the tomatoes in there with a little bit of salt and pepper, and they blister, and they just get nice and sweet. So we also grilled some shrimps, and we put those on there just in a pan. You could obviously do these on the grill. What I like doing is putting them on skewers and grilling them, and then that way everybody gets the same amount of shrimp. You know, I say, you know, probably 6 per portion, but since this is Dad's Day, we're just going to load this up with all these shrimp because I know how much my dad likes shrimp there. So what we're going to do now is, this is the goat cheese disc. We formed them into little discs. We put them in egg or flour, egg, and then some breadcrumbs. I called it breadcrumbs, but actually it was hazelnuts with a little bit of Parmesan chopped up in there. And that's Dad's pasta. Now for the dessert, we did a little Semifreddo, and I got to get this out of the freezer, the refrigerator here. We made a loaf, and we actually made some individual ones. You want to pull it out, put it in the refrigerator just for a few minutes, and I got some caramel. We're going to top this with a little bit of caramel. This was the cream that we just, we actually folded heavy whipping cream into this with just a little bit of, we did some sugar and some egg yolks, and we whipped that up, and we kind of folded it all in there. The complete recipe is on foxcharlotte.com. And we're just going to top this with a little bit of caramel and some fresh berries. And this is just a little frozen custard dessert called Semifreddo that looks all nice and fancy, but it's super simple, refreshing, super easy, and it's great for Dad's Day. And I'd like to wish everybody out there a happy Father's Day, especially my dad. And back to you guys.
Yummy. Thanks, Troy.